Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today to talk about sexting. How often teens do it, how the need for intimacy plays a role in all of this, especially during COVID, and quite frankly, even before, and finally, how to keep ourselves, our friends, and our partners safe. So, before we get started, we'll introduce ourselves.
I'm Hillary.
I'm Giovanni.
Okay, let's begin with the facts. A lot of people sext, a lot of teens sext. About 20% of all teens have sent a nude or semi-nude picture to another person. Even more often, we see that 40% of teens at least will send a sexually suggestive message. More shockingly, almost 45% of teens have reported that they think that it's pretty common for these messages to be shared with other people outside of their consent. So what does this tell us? Technology makes it really easy for us to explore our sexual feelings and interests with a simple click or a swipe. So what is sexting? Sexting is using your phone, computer, or camera to take or send sexy messages or pictures, usually nude or semi-nude selfies. We'll be talking to you all about the not so desirable effects of sending sexual pics and messages a little bit later. But right now, we want to explore why it's so tempting to do it. So much so that 1 out of 5 teens have done it.
So, bear with us. I promise this is going to make sense. A person stands in a bus shelter for half an hour and then leaves without taking the bus. What do you think the reason is for them doing that? Why did they leave? Could it be that they forgot something? That they have no money? That they were waiting for someone to get off the bus? Would it make more sense if it was raining outside? Humans are complicated and messy creatures. We don't always understand why people act the way they do, but if we know that if we know their intentions and motivations, we can begin to better understand their actions. Some of the most basic motivators are needs. The person at the bus shelter makes much more sense if we know that they simply need shelter from the rain. A need is anything essential and necessary for life, growth, and well-being, like a shelter from the rain.
Let's come up with some other examples of needs, which can be physical, psychological, and social. Some examples of physical needs are food and water. Some examples of psychological needs are achievement and independence. Finally, some of our social needs take form in friendship and intimacy. In this lesson, we're going to explore specific types of needs, psychological and social. Psychological needs exist inside of us, and we fulfill them through our own feelings, thoughts, and behaviors. Social needs exist between us and other people, and we fulfill them through our interactions with other people. These two types of needs are operating together and are affected by one another.
So let me ask you, is it ever wrong or bad to try to fulfill your needs? No, not necessarily. I mean, what would happen if you couldn't fulfill your needs? And does technology help people fulfill their needs? We want you to think about these questions while we imagine the situation. Lee has been hanging out with Cam, who she really likes and trusts. She thinks she should send Cam a sexy pic to show how she's feeling, and plans to do it tonight.
Let's reflect. Do you think this is a realistic situation? Do you think it's common? What needs do you think Lee was trying to fulfill? Was there anything problematic or unhealthy about the way she planned to use technology to fulfill those needs? We want you to consider what could happen if Lee is trying to fulfill the need of intimacy using a sexy text. So Lee is not going to have control over the pics once they're sent out. The pics might get sent around or posted online where people like Lee's family, teachers, and friends could see them. Sharing the pics without permission is a serious violation and is not okay, but it's something that happens. It may be considered child pornography depending on her age and the content, which is a really serious crime for everybody that's involved. Now let's watch a video to see another sexting situation play out.
Jack, I just got this strange text from that cute new boy, Chris.
Whoa, that's kind of creepy.
I know. Ew, what do I do?
I know you like him and all, Mabel, but I wouldn't do it. You barely know him.
But he's so cute. I don't want to just turn him down.
Sending nudes can lead to some weird stuff. My parents told me about this girl whose pictures ended up all over the internet because a boy asked her for some nude pics and then he shared them everywhere. It was a big deal.
Oh God, I'd be totally mortified. I want him to like me and all, but this is so uncool.
Totally. And if he stops liking you just because you don't send that to him, then he doesn't like you the way you want him to anyways.
Chris, what's this text about?
What text? Oh, that. It's nothing.
You know, feeling attracted to someone is a perfectly normal part of growing up.
Dad.
No, Chris, you need to listen. There are way more respectful ways to show someone you like them. And beyond that, asking someone to send naked pictures on your phones is very dangerous.
What? How?
There could be legal consequences. It's actually considered child pornography in some states. At the very least, it's sexual harassment. You need to make this right.
Hey Mabel, can I sit next to you?
Sure.
I wanted to apologize for sending you that text. My friends were pressuring me to send it, but it didn't feel right. I didn't mean to creep you out.
Thanks. It made me feel kind of weird, but I appreciate your apology.
I have a different and much better question.
You're right, that is a much better question.
So we find out in the end of the video that Chris's friends were pressuring him to ask Mabel for sexual images. If his father hadn't seen his friend's text, he wouldn't have known that anything bad could happen from this. Also, if Mabel's friends didn't remind her of her healthy boundaries, she may have given into pressures to send a picture she really didn't feel comfortable sending. Everything worked out because Chris came up with a healthy alternative, which was asking Mabel to the dance because he wanted that intimacy.
If someone pressures you to send a sexual text when you don't want to, or if they threaten to share your private pics or text, they're not respecting you or your boundaries, which is a sign of an unhealthy relationship or friendship. So if this ever happens, talk to someone you can trust, whether that's a parent, teacher, or even guidance counselor. If you don't feel like those are good options for you to confide in, you can always reach out to us. If you ever want to talk more about this topic, you can reach us on Instagram at sarcasticSexEd or call us at 315-802-5526. We also have information on our website at ppcwny.org or plannedparenthood.org. If you ever need to book an appointment, we also have our 1-800 number listed right here.
Thank you so much for tuning into our lesson. Being connected to your friends, family, and everyone else online can be awesome, but nothing we do online is really private, including emails, text messages, and even the apps that you're using on your own phone. Don't worry, you're in control of how much or how little you want to share with your friends, your network, and the world. As long as you know how to use social media and the internet safely, you can protect yourself. When considering your needs, weigh out your options and how to be as safe as possible. Thanks again.
Thank you.